you at 95.9 FM. It is a wonderful day in the city, and not too long ago, some NFL news just broke. But I'm going to be having my boys join me today. I'm going to be having Marshawn Powers is going to be on here, and also I'm going to be having Willie as well. They're going to be joining us very soon because definitely want to go ahead and get into the news that just broke from the NFL owners meetings about Roger Goodell and what he had to say about Deshaun Watson and things of that nature. Willie, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Oh, I forgot to plug the my computer into the set. That's what's going on. But now go ahead.
You something wrong with you. How was the mile
Willie?
high?
Hello, Willie?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second.
How was the mile high?
Oh, the Mile High was great. Denver was great. You should go sometime.
I plan to. I plan. Indubitably, I plan to. There's some things I need to pick up from Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, it was an excellent time. I definitely recommend people going out there. I know that you guys don't care about this, but just today in recent news, they decided not to tax diapers or sanitary napkins. So I think that that's a great thing. I know this is a sports show, but I'm liking Colorado more and more every day that I'm thinking about it.
So they don't have a tax on diapers
Mm-mm,
or female products.
that's correct.
Wow. What's up? What's up, Marshawn?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Marshawn to the third power. Rachel, I had to eat Marshawn's lunch the other day on the Shake Back Sports Show.
You
I,
did
I
why?
just let him talk, Rachel.
Nah, I ate his lunch. I drew him off sides
I just
How?
let him talk, Rachel.
How?
because we were talking about Deshaun Watson, and
Well,
he let his emotions get involved in it.
No,
well,
it's
Roger.
feelings. It's facts over feelings. I don't have any feelings for these guys. They just play for my team.
I
It's a
mean, I think it's
revolving
very
door.
easy to let emotions be involved.
No, my
Well,
emotions got out the way after Kobe died.
yeah,
I no longer had emotions after Kobe died for any sports players.
I get that. So what y'all think about my brand new all black Raider hat?
I like
it,
it, but it's hard to see.
it looked nice. It looked really good.
Can you believe I got that in New York?
Really.
Yeah.
How much it cost you? About $80.
No, they actually had a sale. I want to say it was like
75.
30
70.
bucks. 30 bucks?
Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-mm. I
That's
used
not
to
bad
be
at all.
I used to be a collector of hats back in the day, so I got a few back there now that it seems like I'm trying to get back to it. So we'll see.
Your head had got bigger, so that's why you can't wear them anymore.
I got more hair. Actually, I had just as much hair then as I do now. But I feel your shade though. It's all good.
I wasn't trying to be shady.
Uh-huh. You weren't trying, but you succeeded.
I'm just saying you did. You said you wasn't wearing no hats no more, and I kind of wasn't sure why. Other than people, because people still grow and stuff like that. I don't grow, what is it, vertically anymore. I grow horizontally. So
What
I
do you
didn't know
mean?
this.
Your hair?
No, my body.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
done
that's
growing
all it is.
vertically. So yeah, horizontal it goes, and I wasn't sure if that was one of the issues that you were having. I can't see that.
I'm trying to get it on the camera. Let's
You
see.
got a green screen. You don't got no green screen, so I can't see it.
I just dropped it on the computer. Okay, let me see. There it is. You see that?
Okay.
What does that say?
It says the shake back.
Okay, now watch this.
What's your shake back story?
Yep. Shake Back Media Group, baby. We marketing.
So
Got to
what's the
bring.
shake? I was about to
Got,
say, I guess I have a couple shape back stories, but I want to ask y'all, man. So now Roger Goodell had a chance to speak at the owners meeting, and this Deshaun Watson saga is still ongoing. Willie, you said you would be shocked if he was given anything less than, did you say 8 games?
10.
Okay, anything less than 10 games. And
Hey,
he was
what did
given,
Chris Styles say yesterday? I'm feeling with what Chris Styles is feeling.
Chris
This is
Styles, didn't he say 0?
no. He said he gonna play this year. He gonna play when we think he gonna play, which is halfway through the season, by week 6, week 7. I'm feeling Chris
That's not
Styles.
halfway through the season.
That is.
Halfway through the season is week 9.
Nah, that's about week 6, week 7.
How many weeks are there in the NFL season?
18.
So how you get 6 is half of that? That's
That
only
shit.
1/3.
Well, 1/3, 1/2. It's close enough.
See, this is what I be talking about right here, man. Mixing facts.
It's not. I told you what the facts was.
Let me ask you a question then. If I had $1 million and I said, Marshawn, I'm gonna give you $500,000.
It's 500,000.
And then you say, nah, I'm gonna take a third because they're the same.
I take a third too.
No, you can't take. You gotta pick one.
I take both. That's 833,000.
See, Rachel, what I'm talking about? This is what we get into it about, man. Every time he comes on one of the shows, man, he does that. I love that dude, man, because he's like the Skip Bayless or Colin Cowherd. But anyway, I'm done.
Done with what? We just getting started. So Roger Goodell, they had a chance to interview Roger Goodell for a brief second at the owners meetings today. They went to vote on, or had they voted on already, what the Denver Broncos' new ownership?
Who cares?
They got money. Nobody cares. I feel like, never mind. People gonna call me a conspiracy theorist anyway. I feel different about that. I feel like Stan Kroenke got his hand in that, but we'll talk about that a different day.
Okay. So Roger Goodell said when he was asked why the league is seeking a 1-year suspension of Watson, he said because we've seen the evidence. And Judge Robinson was very clear about the evidence that there are multiple violations here, and that they were egregious, as it was predatory behavior. Those are things that we always felt were important for us to address in a way that's responsible.
Holy cow.
So also, he said that he confirmed that the league believes Watson committed 4 different violations of the personal conduct policy, since the facts pointed to 4 different massage therapists against whom Watson committed, as Judge Robinson put it, nonviolent sexual assault. And
Roger is weak.
He also said, pertaining to the collective bargaining agreement, which allowed the league or the union to appeal her ruling, he said, as you know, as part of the CBA, that 2 parties had the right. Either party could certainly challenge an appeal, and that was something we thought was in our right to do. So we decided it was the right thing to do.
Huh. Go ahead, Marshawn.
Roger is weak. That's all I gotta say. Roger is weak.
That ain't all you got to say. That can't be all you got to say.
Yeah, he's weak.
And he appointed
he's a weak commissioner right now.
Peter Harvey is going to be the person to handle the appeal of the 6th game.
His name is Peter Yes Man Harvey. That's what we calling him. He's a yes man. He's a sincere yes man for the NFL. They probably already typed up the paperwork for Peter Harvey to sign. I don't even think he's probably even coming up with his own punishment. The NFL is going to come down with the punishment. All Peter Harvey is doing is putting his name attached to it. He's weak. That's all I really feel about it. At the end of the day, you have a female judge who gave her honest outside opinion, independent arbitrator, and you going against what she said. And that's basically what he said today. And he looks like a weak commissioner, in my opinion.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wonder if any of the other owners were maybe haven't given their 2 cents publicly, maybe privately have some pushing for a longer punishment, or do y'all think that they just
The
don't care?
only owners that got a problem with this is the owners that's not that ain't at the high rolling table is what I call it. The owners that's playing $50, they at the $50 blackjack tables. While you got my man Jimmy Haslam at the $500 blackjack tables. That's kind of how, those are the owners that's hating. I don't
What's the
think
highest? What's the highest blackjack table or
I
highest
think it's like
table in the
$500
casino?
a hand. Isn't it like
Oh,
$500 a hand, Willie?
1,000. I want to say 1,000.
Thousand, well, 1,000 a hand. So it's only so
whew.
many owners that got the money to play $1,000 a hand. And the Browns is one of the Browns' pocketbooks is full. So the other owners that can sit at the table with the Browns money wise, I don't necessarily think they have a problem with this. I think it's the owners that can't sit at the table with the Browns money wise that don't have the money that Jimmy Haslam has.
I don't agree with that.
What I said,
With
or
what
what Marshawn
with,
and
Mar-
Campbell?
with Marshawn just said, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Because the owners that I feel don't have a problem with it is, or let me say it this way: the owners that I feel that do have a problem with it is probably 28 out of the 31 owners in the NFL. We can't count Green Bay because they're owned by the public. I think, and we talked about this before, Marshawn, and I know you didn't agree with me then, but this is a different platform. So to me, what it does, and this is how this is gonna make me sound like a hypocrite, because I know I said I would be shocked if it was less than 10 games. But what this really boils down to is the inability and the ineptitude of the NFL to get stuff right. Period. This is what this is. So when I say 28 or 29 out of the 31 owners have a problem with it, because they don't want to relinquish any power. They don't want to. The NFL owners do not want to see in the NFL what's going on in the NBA. Too many,
That's
too much.
why that's why I said that the owners that can fully pay their players that have no problem with doing what Jimmy Haslam did and putting out a fully guaranteed. There's other owners out there that will put out for like that will pay their quarterback a fully guaranteed contract. They just didn't want to be the first. Haslam had no problem being the first because he has the money to do it. That's all I was saying. So
Yeah,
the owners that don't have that power, that don't have that money, that can't do it, is the owners, in my opinion, that have that problem.
but the NFL owners do not want to see. This is all my opinion, but this is based on what we've seen and what we know from all these years. They do not want to see their players empowered like the NBA players are. They don't want to see um, players like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, whoever. They don't want to see them dudes, man, commanding those type of guaranteed contracts and being able to really write their own ticket. Now, if you ask me, they being the players should have done this a long time ago, because we always talked about how the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and how the NFL would never be solid or show solidarity in these critical social and racial issues. But what they can do, in my opinion, is start to really push these owners to get these types of contracts. May not be to the tune of what we see in the NBA, and it may not be the solidarity that we seek in terms of these issues, these social issues, but for them and those that may be in another or smaller level or the level under the superstar, can at least begin to show solidarity when it comes to trying to get the most out of these owners that they can. And I'm not saying that they're already doing it, but Deshaun Watson gets a fully guaranteed extension. Lamar Jackson should get a fully guaranteed extension. He should.
Well, then their owner should pay it. Then you can't. That's not Jimmy Haslam's problem.
But I'm
If
not talking
Lamar
about
Jackson.
I'm not talking about just owners, Marshawn. I'm talking about the players and the player empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about because they let the Baltimore Orioles, golly, hashtag Birdland. Let the Baltimore Ravens play another season, play a full season without Lamar Jackson and see what happens. Let the Cincinnati Bengals play a full season without Joe Burrow. Let the Cleveland Browns play a full season, which we're going to see without Deshaun Watson, and then when he comes back, we can make the comparison. It's not going to be a comparison, dude. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So these players now more than ever before are in a better position to empower themselves by going out and commanding these types of contracts. I don't care if Jimmy Haslam did it first or Jerry Jones or Mark Davis or Robert Kraft or whoever. We knew that it was going to come someday. And now that it is here, think about it. Who's next in line? Lamar Jackson. Who's going to be next after that?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's going to be next after that. Who's going to be next after that?
Josh Allen.
No, he already got paid.
But his next contract, though, he will still be in his 20s. He can command an extension at that point like that. And by then, the money is going to be so outrageously enormous that it's going to be like a just a drop in the bucket compared to now to what it's going to be then. You're going to see $300 million guaranteed contracts from quarterbacks in the next 5 years. Guaranteed. Because of what Jimmy Haslam and what Deshaun Watson did. Now, the owners, I'm telling you, man, they saw this happening a long time ago. And they may be pissed off at Jimmy Haslam because he was the first one to do it. But hey, somebody, like you just said, somebody had to do it. And the fact that Jimmy Haslam did it with a dude that's got all this baggage attached to him is why people are so mad about it.
So going back to my question, you think that there are some owners that are, don't want, like have something against Deshaun Watson, or it's just the whole situation in its entirety?
I don't think they have anything against Deshaun Watson personally, but they know
except for the Texans.
Well, yeah, but they know what it's going to do to their checkbook and their bank accounts. So I think most of them hate the deal. I think they do.
I think so too.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you own a sports team. Everything gonna go up every year. It's not like the Dolans where you can get away year after year without paying anybody. So those costs are going to increase. But that's why you're a billionaire. This is your plaything. This isn't the main way you make money. So I don't feel any sympathy towards them. And this is where sports is treading.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it is.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. And they've set the bar for themselves. Is them doing it. So I guess they can be mad at each other.
Nobody is going to be crying wolf when Bill Walton, the Walton family that just bought the Denver Broncos. Nobody's going to be crying wolf when they give Russell Wilson a fully guaranteed contract out in Denver because their pocketbooks is full from Walmart. Nobody's going to be complaining.
Sam Walton.
I thought it was Bill Walton. Sam Walton. Nobody's going to be complaining when Sam Walton cut Russell Wilson a fully guaranteed contract. That's going to be a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. But
the Walton family got the Broncos?
The Walton, yes. And guess who's married into the Walton family? Stan Kroenke. He owns everything in Denver but the Broncos. His wife owns the Nuggets. He owns he owns everything. I don't think they own the Rockies. But now come on now. He got some money in Denver. I guarantee it. It's some hush money in the Broncos, man. He quietly probably the first owner to own two teams. It just won't come up.
The Nuggets and Avalanche.
Exactly. You think? Come on now. That's like Dan Gilbert some way somehow buying the Detroit. I mean, not his son buying the Detroit Pistons. You gonna like how his son get all that money? Come on now, Dan Gilbert got some money in there somewhere.
Yeah, well,
Hush money.
D and Jimmy, I mean, they also own, soccer franchise as well. We know the soccer franchise, isn't as lucrative, but the Columbus Crew is pretty good. We got to go to break right quick, fellas. So, you've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. You doing okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry if it's boring you. Okay. But yeah, so we take a quick break or whatever, and we don't call them commercials because this is a nonprofit station, so we don't make any money off commercials or anything like that. So we call them breaks or PSAs. So you won't hear me refer to it as a commercial.
Friday, August 26th, 7 p.m.
I don't know. I just know about us, but it's really hard to get a nonprofit radio station. So we were very lucky. It's only a few across the country, I believe. So it's something very hard to get. And Burton Bell Carr is the head umbrella, and they have a lot of programs for people and stuff like that based in this neighborhood and stuff like that. And the idea of this radio station was to get residents in here to learn about, radio and do shows and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the point of the station. We still got about 40 seconds.
Blessed by Four live Friday, August 26th, Second Ebenezer Baptist Church, presented by Gaines Funeral Home, and make them know your name. You got to be there.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle, WOVU at 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and we were talking about the owners, who owns what, why are they doing Deshaun like this, why is the NFL the way it is, but mainly, one of the things is, I wonder if the players in NFL had more power like they do in basketball, if this would kind of be going down the way it is, because the players union in basketball.
You said if players, Rachel.
Yeah, I was asking. What was I asking?
If players had the power.
Yeah, if the players in the NFL had the power in the NBA, would this be happening in the NFL with Deshaun Watson?
Jesus Christ, you would have some super teams. I'll say that. You would have probably about 6 or 7 all pros on one team. You would have some guys taking less money. You would have some guys. You would definitely. It would be a different type of NFL if the players had some type of empowerment. I will say this. I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, but a couple of these old money owners would probably have a heart attack. Mm-hmm. You would see a lot more younger owners because look, you notice you don't see as old of owners in the NBA that you do as old of owners in the NFL as you do in the NFL in the NBA. Utah Jazz got a young owner. Memphis got a young owner. Mark Cuban, you could call him relatively a young owner. Brooklyn got a young owner. That's just to name off a few, So, who's the youngest owner in the NFL? All of them are about as old as our favorite politicians on Capitol Hill. So,
is it Shad Khan? Maybe.
That's bad, man.
I'm just saying.
All of them are gravely old, man. Like they don't want to bring, and that's one of my knocks on the NFL. You got to bring some. They trying to treat it like it's Capitol Hill, man. You got to bring some young flavor and some young mindsets in there. You got a gold mine you sitting on. This is America's favorite sport, and you're still treating it like, it's the 1960s and 1970s, so a little different.
But do you think that he would be suspended, or they would be going after him this way
if the owners were a little younger?
No, if this was if they had the power that they have
in the NBA, no, because I mean, if you look at Deshaun Watson, I'm not comparing him to an NBA, but I'm just comparing his status. He would be in the tiers of like the LeBrons, the KDs, the Stephs, the Anthony Davises. You know, you'll never hear anything negative. Oh, so Key in the building says Clark Hunt is the youngest. He's 57, but and that's not really saying much, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, he's in that upper tier. You know, you don't hear negative things about Chris Paul. You know, all you hear about is their family men and stuff like that. I guess, you know, the NBA PR or whatever, they do a good job of, you know, hiding all negativity. Now you do hear it, but you hear it from, you know, this new generation of players like Miles Bridges. You heard it from him. You hear it from what's the guy that plays for the Pelicans with the Afro? I can't think of his name, but it's all younger players. You don't hear about the established veterans that, you know, may be married, may not be married, but they, you know, as far as they know, they're the pride and joy of the NBA. So you never really hear too much about them in a negative manner.
Mm-hmm.
Willie,
Let's be real, Willie. Do you hear even if Tom Brady was out there doing Giselle wrong, you never hear about it. Even if
you don't hear about it now in the
exactly,
NFL.
exactly. You'll never hear anything bad about Tom Brady. You'll never hear anything bad about Patrick Mahomes. There's just certain people that they're gonna protect, and Deshaun Watson isn't one of them because he spoke out negatively against his team. You know? Is that the cause of why everything happened? I'm not gonna go out on that limb, but I definitely agree. I definitely wholeheartedly believe that the fire that started all of this is Deshaun Watson not answering that man's phone call. You know, because now you showing that you have some sort of power.
The power to ruin him.
Yeah.
The power to ruin his career.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
none of this came out until Deshaun said he didn't want to play there anymore. So they've been holding on to it all this time because they knew. And I never watched the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, but I guess, you know, one of the things that was being said between one of the masseuses had told Deshaun Watson, hey, your name is getting out here. You know, and I guess, you know, things continue to carry on or whatever, because remember, these are just allegations. But, you know, you better believe that Houston had that information and, you know, held on to it until the right time. And then that's when, you know, but
I mean, the one of the reporters here that covers the Brown, Ashley Bass, was at Bastock?
yeah.
I think that's her name. She put an article up and it had it. She drew out the timeline from the beginning till now. Sean Watson on January 18th, I believe it was 2021. He didn't, you know, he put in that trade request. Not even 60 days later, civil suits happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then my thing about it is my thing that I hate is why how the Browns are getting and I'm not saying the Browns fans. I'm saying the Browns organization is receiving the backlash for things that were done in Houston, and it's almost like Houston is just hiding behind a pillar, you know, and letting us receive all the backlash that should be going towards them. That's one of my issues that I'm having right now. But
right, because somebody was going to take
gave
on
him a
Deshaun
fully
Watson.
guaranteed contract.
Somebody was going to take him on, you know, unless, you know, they wanted his career to end right then and there.
Yeah.
Then, you know, nobody would have to deal with the backlash.
Miami was going to give him $200 million. They was going to give him 200. You know, you probably have to that 30 million, whatever, but they was going to give him $200 million. I think it was either 200 or 220.
Fully guaranteed?
It probably wouldn't have been.
No,
it wouldn't have been fully guaranteed.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't fully guaranteed.
Stephen Ross, nah. I don't think Stephen Ross really gave it fully. Stephen Ross ain't down like that.
Willie, did you ever answer my question?
No.
Okay. Do you want to take a stab at it?
Do I think if it was or repeat the question, because I was a little confused.
You was, for clarity. Yeah. I said if the NFL union was as strong as the NBA union, do you think that Deshaun Watson will be going through what he's going through?
If the NFL union was as strong as the NBA's union.
Ain't that what I asked, Marshawn?
No, you said if the NFL, if the NBA's player empowerment,
if
if
this
the
were the
NBA,
NBA,
if the NFL had the same type of player empowerment that the NBA has, would Deshaun Watson be suspended for as many games as he would now? Would he be more protected by the player empowerment?
Okay, maybe that's what I asked. Thanks.
I don't really know, and the reason why I don't know, I'm gonna give, I'm gonna answer the question, but my answer is I don't know, because I think the NBA union, or the NFL union rather, and the league, there's so much mistrust between the two of them. So it's like the NBA, I think the NBA and the NBA PA and the league, they get along the best. I think Major League Baseball, their union against the league, the MLB union is the strongest union in the world. And the NFL is just kind of like, I mean, look at this whole thing with this judge and this arbitration. First of all, when they said that an arbitrator was going to have the say or the ruling in this, and then they put in the CBA that no, if the league doesn't like it, then yada yada yada. But an arbitrator, the arbitrator's word is supposed to be final.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be final. So I don't think it would be as because and then you gotta look at it from this standpoint too. There's 82 games in the NBA. They could suspend that dude for 20 games. And we probably would be like, yo, that's enough. Or they could suspend him for 30 games and give him a fine, and we wouldn't even look back. But if it was the NBA, if the NBA union was basically the NFL union, would he be going through this? He would, but it wouldn't be nearly as spotlighted the way that it is.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Okay.
Whew, thank you.
We got to take a break anyway. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
The gospel event of the summer, the Mandora Spiritual
You doing okay so far?
Celebrate
Okay.
58 years of singing the gospel of God.
So, a lot of Deshaun Watson talk. Are you aware of the situation that's going on? A lot of talk, and Roger Goodell said something today, so that's what we just commented on what you heard. So, talk a little bit more football, because as the football season starts to come, we talk more and more about whatever sport is in season. We'll be talking some Indians, but we'll finish up with our Browns talk. So, I'll during the daytime, I'll send topics over, so they can research them and know what we're going to be talking about. So usually I try to send them over at like 10 a.m. to give them a little bit of time to, look stuff up if need be, but right now it's kind of like that point in the season where it's like, because people aren't like huge baseball fans. So all this baseball, is going on. So some people aren't too thrilled with that. So, it's like how to, keep your audience excited and engaged when you're talking about sport that not a lot of, Black people follow and stuff like that. So we when football start up, we gravitate more towards football a little bit. So we'll finish up our football, and then we'll talk a little, we'll talk some baseball, and then we're going to try to get in Brittany Griner and also Serena Williams. So we're going to try to get in a little talk about them. So I'll try to wrap up this football talk. So 95.9
FM, our voices united. Burton Bell Carr, Community Radio. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady.
All right, what's up? You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here in studio today. It's a lovely day in Cleveland, Ohio. We had some storms last night. Last night, my friend, her neighbor's tree got knocked down into her yard, so I didn't even know it rained. So yeah, it was some powerful storms. But you can always listen to us live at WOVU 95.9 FM on your regular radio dial. You can download that WOVU app so you can listen to us on the go, or you can listen to us online at WOVU.org. And you can always call the station at 216-271-0959. But we were talking a little bit of Brown, so we're going to try to get in some other topics today as well. I know that this is the lull point for a lot of people because of, baseball and football overlap, but we got some
This is the
things
best
going
time
on.
of the year. Don't say the low point now.
Exactly.
Well,
Don't
I don't think
you
it's a
wish
low
that
point.
evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I
No,
don't think
no,
it's a
no,
low
no,
point
no.
because when all three sports overlap in October, that's just I'm in heaven. So when basketball start up, even though it starts off at the end of October, but you got football and baseball being played still, I'm just in heaven for like the month of October.
You be drinking
So
your pumpkin spice latte and sitting on the couch just watching ESPN takes all day?
I don't do pumpkin spice every day. I'm not that type of girl. I'm not that type of girl. I do not do pumpkin spice. So today was the last open practice before the Browns head down to Jacksonville for a preseason game. They will do a walkthrough and head down early for team bonding activities. What do you guys think about that? That they're headed down a little early to bond as a team. Is there any disconnect that we should be worried about?
No, just trying to keep a strong bond. In my opinion, that they know Deshaun, they know the team, the media, and the NFL, and whomever this person, that person, the court of public opinion, and whatever is trying to, I guess, create a lot of distractions. Kareem Hunt and all like this. So they're just trying to, keep together as a team. Stay strong through it all. I think that's all it is.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think it's a big deal. They may be setting something up for how they're going to do things when the season begins.
Mm-hmm. Trying. These teams like to try different road. What am I trying to say?
Habits.
Yeah, different road habits for the team. Find different ideas, different activities. So, your players don't go on the road and do dumb things,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., go, you know, to a bar, go, just do something that'll distract them away from the game. So I think that they're just trying to, practice other ways. But, I mean, ain't much to do in Jacksonville. I will say that besides the beach, but you know,
it's Florida.
yeah.
I think it's a good opportunity for them to go down there and bond as a team. I don't know. Obviously I'm a girl and I didn't play boy sports, but one of the things that we did all the time was team dinners before every game, and we did everything we could, possible to bond. But like I said, I'm not a man, so I don't know how that works for y'all, or what type of bonding activities y'all really do to, assert yourselves as men. But I think it's a good opportunity for them to go down because of all the media. It's a media circus right now out there in Berea. You got all the national people in and all that other stuff because this is a national news story, and it's a huge distraction. They'll say up and down that this isn't a distraction, but it absolutely is a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's best for them to go on the beach and you can see your feet down. You can see your feet down in the water in Jacksonville, right?
I
I've never
believe
been to
so.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I haven't been to Jacksonville. I've been to Tampa and stuff like that. But so if it's anything like Tampa, you can see your feet at the bottom of the water. So
Actually, I don't think you can, Rachel, because in Tampa is the Gulf of Mexico, and it is dirty and stinky and funky and raggedy. But the further you go out from the Gulf of Mexico, the clearer the water gets. Now, Miami is on the same side as Jacksonville. So if it's anything like that, then yeah, you can see your feet in the water in Jacksonville.
I went to a beach in Tampa. We could see our feet in the water. So I don't know
Y'all,
where that was at, but
y'all was at a pool.
no, we wasn't. We was at a beach. I don't know what it's called, but but I think it's a great opportunity for them to just take some time to put on a united front against everything that's going on against them in the organization. So I'm glad that they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an injury today. So Jakeem Grant is out for the season with the Achilles tear. So he was supposed to have a huge impact on the punt return game, and that's something that we've struggled with for years now. So he's not going to be playing this season. What are you guys' thoughts about that? When we know how important special teams are.
We keep just getting injury after injury after injury on with wide receivers. So I don't know. They got to take a hard look now between now and after this first preseason game. Take a look at what they want to do at wide receiver.
And see who
Yeah,
they
We
can
kind of
snatch up.
short-handed right now.
I think it's a huge deal, especially from a depth standpoint. I don't
Yeah.
know how much he was going to figure in the actual playbook, but as we know in the NFL, you're one player away from playing.
I
So
think you're gonna see what's his name?
Schwartz,
No. They're not gonna play him. He already can't stay on the field enough, man. They're gonna try to use him in as limited roles as possible. They'll probably put Demetric Felton back there.
Mm, okay. I don't
I
know
mean,
about that.
I don't know if that's the saving grace because he was back there last year and didn't really make a splash play. So
Yeah.
mhm.
Well, hopefully they can explore some other options. Some of these guys that get cut in these first cut downs, see if there's anybody that they might want to bring in, but they need some help in special
It's
teams.
a name out there, man, that I would keep very close attention to if I'm the Browns. It might not set some name. It might not make people feel good. But if Josh Gordon is available, I would really, really consider that name.
he's not available.
I don't think he's
Yeah,
wide receiver 7 for the Chiefs.
Yeah, but
He's on the back end of the roster for the Chiefs. If he
I would
does become released, I understand there's past history, negative history there, but I would definitely sit down and have that conversation and see if that's.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Where you want to go.
Let me ask y'all a question about something real quick. This is totally off topic, but Marshawn, I don't know if you are been around long enough to see Sterling Sharp, Shannon, or Sterling Sharp, not Shannon Sharp, Shannon's brother.
Yeah, he played for Green Bay. I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Who do y'all think would have had the more prominent career but for all of the stuff that happened, Josh or Sterling?
Josh, most definitely. Josh was different. Sterling was nice. But Josh was different. I mean, you talking about a guy who had 3 different quarterbacks and can't play 14 games and have more yards than Antonio Brown, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones. That's a strong list to say that you did better than, but everything else got knocked in the way. I just want to say something right quick. It's crazy we on Josh. I know, and we got 2 minutes. I'm gonna make it quick. It's funny how and this goes back to the player empowerment. Willie know where I'm going with this. It's funny how a psychedelic drug is 100% okay as long as one of your top premier players is taking it. But if one of your up and coming stars want to roll up a little blunt and get high before games just to, get ready for the game, that's a problem.
You're referring to Mr. Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is okay with it. I always mess the game. Ayahuasca?
Who knows?
However you say it. Just because it was practiced 1,000 years ago, that makes it okay today. So you could take a hallucinant drug and be fine. But when the NFL came out and said, oh, no, that's 100% fine with what he did. But you want to smoke a little tweed, It's 100. It's wrong. You're doing, man. They treating that like it's PEDs. I just don't get it.
It kind of is
player empowerment. That's player empowerment right there. That's player empowerment because Aaron Rodgers came out and all in all lied about getting the COVID shot, and now you're saying you're taking a banned drug, an illegal drug that's banned by the government, and the NFL says there's nothing wrong with it.
2 minutes up.
Okay.
All right, Chris Styles. Go ahead, Chris Styles.
No, I was about to say Sterling Sharp would have been way better, but check.
Yeah.
Is Willie there? Can you hear me, Willie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear him.
Willie, you'll let him get away and say Josh Gordon was better than Sterling.
Josh Gordon, he a freak.
I thought we
Who's
were
a better athlete? Chris Styles.
Willie, you gonna let him get away with that?
Well, I thought we were up against the break, so I was going.
Okay, go get after him because I got you there. Cool. Because I thought I was sitting there in the control room like, are you serious? He must. Really
okay, so let me ask the panel
going.
this. Let me ask the panel this. Can he hear me? Can DJ Chris Styles?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Okay, let me ask the panel this. Josh Gordon was the best receiver in the league for how many years?
One.
Two.
During garbage time.
Two.
It was garbage time.
No, it was one.
Two.
Okay, so let's just say 1.5 for point's sake. How many years was Sterling Sharp the best receiver in the league?
Before he got hurt, all the years up until he got hurt.
All the years before he got hurt, he was the most.
Who was he going up against for that title of best receiver? Like
Deion and them. Yeah,
Deion. Deion wasn't no receiver.
Jerry Rice.
So he was better than Jerry.
Chris Carter.
He was better than Chris Carter.
He in some seasons, yes, he was.
His name was talked about as the top 5 receiver in the league. Every year.
But here's the thing though. Even if you say Jerry Rice was number 1 and Sterling Sharp was number 2 for 5 of the 7 years he played, can we say that about Josh Gordon?
No, because he always had garbage quarterbacks, or he never was on the field because they kept playing without the way.
That's not the question because you already said he would have been. How do we know that?
Consistent quarterback. One had consistent quarterback play, and Brett Favre, and one didn't. That has to be accounted for.
I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm not saying that it doesn't. Because you can also throw in there Ahmad Rashad. That's going way back.
You were way back on that one. That
But no, I think it's
Chris Styles seen it before his eyes. Chris Styles is just that Michigan blood running through him right now. Listen, we ain't going to agree on football right now. You got your Michigan senses is going in right now.
First of all, I'm too grown to get into stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. That's grown. That's kid stuff.
I get it, but no, Josh Gordon was a different type of blood. He was a different guy.
No. Sterling Sharp was different.
Yeah.
That's why everybody always talk about Sterling Sharp. Even Shannon Sharp, his brother, would say, "Hey, my brother was better than me."
And the fact that he's not in the Hall of Fame is a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
I respect the NFL Hall of Fame. If you wasn't good enough, you can't get in. It's better than the NBA Hall of Fame. All four of us can get the NBA Hall of Fame.
NBA doesn't have a Hall of Fame.
It's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's what I know. I'm saying any of us can get in the Basketball Hall of Fame. It don't take much.
It doesn't take a lot. You got to be great
to get in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
You got to be a great coach.
No, man.
You got to be great. Something got to be something great at. Like the people are in there are great. They're not bums. They're great. Like you're a great college coach. You're gonna be a great high school coach. Be great. You dudes run championships.
So Chris Styles, is Kevin Love great?
He ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is. Kevin Love's a Hall of Famer. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He will be. He will be a Hall of Famer.
In the Hall of Fame.
They're gonna let Kevin Love in.
He probably will because his accolades in college he was good.
That's right. So he wasn't great. And he's a Hall of Famer.
Was he great in high school?
Is Anthony Davis great?
Yes.
Yes, he was in high school. He was that dude. In
No, I'm
college,
saying
he was
I'm
that
asking,
dude.
is he great? Like, he's great.
Yeah.
Yes, as
Okay,
a
all
basketball
right,
player, yes.
okay.
We talk about overall. When you talk about basketball,
So
talk about
who?
overall career. We ain't
Who?
talking about NBA. That's different.
I know, is Dwight Howard great?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he's not a top 75 player. I was a little surprised at that, but okay.
Now, when you talk about you always go to break. When you talk about basketball, you got to talk about as a whole, like as they did their whole career, not just in the NBA. You got to talk about college. You got to talk about when he was in high school. Dwight Howard was so great because he came straight from high school to the league and he started dominating. Like that's great. There's not a lot of people who's able to do that. For every Dwight Howard, there's the guy named Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then there's some guys you don't know of that you forgot about. What's that kid, Willie, that was in Indiana? Bender, Jonathan Bender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are guys who did not do it that I remember. You know, so like when you were able to do that, I would put Steven Jackson, though people won't think he's a Hall of Fame, but people forget Steven Jackson came from high school too. Same year Kobe did.
Yep.
And people forget about that.
And not only remember Kwame Brown also came straight from high school, but he was garbage.
Yeah, he was. He wasn't ready.
That was the same draft, wasn't it? With Michael Olowokandi.
The Candy Man.
Is he worse than the guy the Cavs got from Canada?
Oh, Anthony Bennett.
Who's worse?
Darko Milicic. Well, we're talking about number 1 overall picks, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk top 3. Darko is up there too, but
I think Anthony Bennett probably was worse because Michael Olowokandi did have a little bit of stretch of a career, and he actually started and he wasn't worthy of the overall number 1 pick, but he was serviceable.
He was. Let me tell you a quick story before you go real quick break. Anthony Bennett, I know the woman who trained him when he was in high school and who got him together. They said when he got to the league, he stopped.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I already made it. Then she trained him in high school, trained him at UNLV. And then he stopped.
So he's to blame for his own demise then.
Yep.
Just like him and Jamarcus Russell.
That fool was eating cheeseburgers on the sideline.
Leave Jamarcus Russell alone.
He's another bust. I don't like one-year quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say about Mr. Can't take no actions, man. Jamarcus Russell is a different type of cat. Man, I just watched that podcast. He's different.
He is different.
Yeah, we gotta take a quick break right quick because we want to get back. We're gonna talk about the Serena Williams set to retire news. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Sports and our Rock Hall of Fame. But do you know what else we are known for?
You was on 3.
Black men are dying from preventable diseases.
I turned it off.
When was the last time you got your BP checked? Do you know your cholesterol levels? Black men.
Sometimes he hops on when he hears something he can't believe.
For the African American Male Wellness Walk on Saturday, August 20th at 7 a.m. at Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church, 11115 Kinsman Road. There will be free health screenings, community vendors, live entertainment, fun for the whole family. Meet me there and let's close the gap and save Black men's lives.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle, WOVU and 95.9 FM. So really quickly, Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9.5 years. So that is still an ongoing saga. Pretty much her best hope.
I never heard Willie's take on that. Willie, how you feel about that, man?
Oh, what?
What, Brittany Griner?
Brittany Griner.
We talked about it. We talked about it.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. But if you wanted me to
I'm talking about the 9 years. The 9 years.
Obviously, I don't look. They hate people that live that alternative lifestyle over there. Okay, I think it is more a shot at the fact that it's that, as well as the fact that she's an American.
They gave a guy from, I forget where he's from. I was just reading an article. I think he's from like California. He took a half an ounce over there, and they gave him 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and this was just last year. So I was like, so at first I thought they was just solely picking on Griner for just being American. But then when I seen like a couple Americans went over there and tried to sneak some weed in, they slapped them up. 14 years. Yeah.
So Russia is essentially a weed-free place.
You don't want to take. They get high on vodka over there.
A crocodile. That crocodile special K. It's kind of like our version of meth.
Yeah, they get high on vodka over there.
Yeah, crocodile. I was like, what the heck is crocodile?
Yeah, that's what his nickname. So it's like our version of meth, and it make the skin fall off and stuff. It's bad.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man.
I heard what ayahuasca does to you. That stuff is crazy. The effects of after, I don't know. I'm okay. It make you feel I'm okay. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers would want to take that, but
because he's just a weirdo.
Yeah, man. What it instantly do to you, I am A-OK.
He a lying weirdo.
Yeah.
And he's not a very likable person. So it's like, outside of Green Bay. So it's like, he's like the golden boy up there with Tom Brady and stuff like that. Whatever he, does, he can get away with it, which sucks. But, hopefully Brittany Griner's opportunity to get home is due to a prisoner swap. A Russian prisoner for her. So I think it's two people. 2 Americans for that Russian guy. So that's the best hope that she has of coming home, which is a really sad story. And like Marshawn said, I thought that they were picking on her too, but because they said that it was another girl who was white who, had brought in more weed than Brittany Griner, and she didn't do any jail time and paid like a $250 fine and was sent back to the USA. So you can look at it a different way as well too. But hopefully, the prisoner swap will work and she'll be able to come home because it don't look good.
No. Well, I think the United States, Russia wants an arms dealer who is been significant in providing, weapons potentially of mass destruction for somebody like what Brittany did. So
a low level weed offender.
Yeah, so the crimes don't match. The crimes don't match.
No, they don't.
Mm-mm.
But that's who they talking about swapping her for. So this is what our own government is talking about doing.
Well, that's what Russia wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's who they want. I mean, really. But poor Brittany simply is just caught up in the middle of it. And, I think we talked about this. Marshawn says he thinks she'll be home by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think she'll be home by Thanksgiving. I think she'll be home by Thanksgiving because of the blowback it'll receive in America from the community that she's involved with. I think they're gonna Kamala, Joe, they're gonna get on the phone with them. What y'all need? We need y'all to do this favor for us. So I think that'll be what speeds the process of it up.
Straight like
that.
You
mean the LGBTQ plus community?
Yes, ma'am. I think they're gonna get heavily involved in it, and they're gonna basically say, can y'all do this favor for us? So many words.
So many words.
We really need y'all to do this favor. Get Brittany home to her family.
Yeah. Really quickly, an icon said that she is going to retire after the U.S. Open. I'm quite sad about it because she means a lot to, one of the best female athletes of all time, if not the best female athlete of all time. And she's going to retire after the U.S. Open. Fellas, thoughts about that really quickly? We got a minute left.
The GOAT. That's all I got to say. She hopefully she can win it and retire on top, man. That would be amazing.
Because I think she's at 24 majors.
Mm-hmm.
23, looking for a 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
beat the record.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she is the most dominant tennis player ever on both sides of the ledger. I mean, man, woman, girl, boy, you know, her and her sister, Venus, they have doubles titles together too. So yeah, it's like and Coco Golf, man, she beat Naomi Osaka in a match out in California. I think it was a tune-up for the U.S. Open. So yeah, those two guys or those two ladies right there are primed to be next to be the next great ones.
Okay. All right, guys. We got to wrap this up. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. Cut off while I was talking.